Hello, my name is Catherine Martineau. I'm the Executive Director of Canopy, and I'm here at the Palo Alto Art Center with some friends. Because we are not able to gather in person today, we are hoping to give you a glimpse of Rooted Trees in Contemporary Art exhibit. With me is Karen Kinzel, and she is the Executive Director of the Art Center. There will be a few other people who will join us. There will be Anne McMillan, who is a local artist and an art teacher here at the center, and who created some special pieces in collaboration with Canopy for this exhibit. And behind the camera is my colleague, Micah Horges. And finally, remotely, Susan Rosenberg will join us too. She is a co-founder of Canopy, and she is also on the Emeritus Board of Advisors of the Art Center Foundation. So without further ado, I hope you enjoy the show, and I'm going to ask Karen Kinzel to tell us about what this exhibit means to her.
I'm Karen Kinzel, Director of the Palo Alto Art Center, and welcome to the exhibition Rooted, Trees in Contemporary Art. This is an exhibition about trees, about the beauty of trees, the symbolism of trees, what they mean to us as individuals, and the larger community. And we love trees at the Art Center. If you visited the Art Center, you'll notice that we have a campus that is full of amazing tree species. And because we love trees, we also love Canopy. And we've worked with Canopy in a wide range of programs over many years. Canopy consulted on tree species that we planted around our facility. We did a team building tree planting activity with Canopy. We've had Canopy participate in some of our summer camps and additional programs. So it's really meaningful to be able to collaborate with Canopy on this exhibition that is so meaningful for this community that loves trees so much. So in this exhibition, you'll see a wide range of works in a diverse range of media, all celebrating trees. It's just a couple pieces that I'll point out. Right behind me is an amazing installation by Galen Brown, an artist who's based in Nevada, and it's made entirely of Christmas trees. So in January, when we opened the show, you could still see discarded Christmas trees on streets all over this community. And here, Galen has taken the trees and transformed them into this beautiful installation.
So one of my favorite pieces here in the exhibit is Inferno by Jamie Vasta. This is this piece. Jamie uses glitter to make her paintings. So basically it's pointillism, pointillisme of a new style. So I am amazed at the colors in this painting. They are flamboyant. It is about flames. Those trees are ablaze. It's a reminder of the terrible forest fires that we've had in California in the last few years, as well as in Australia more recently. With climate change, the forests are really endangered. However, we also know that trees can help mitigate and combat climate change, so it still gives me a ray of hope. Another favorite of mine is this series by David Maxim, a San Francisco artist. I think you can guess why it's one of my favorites. At Canopy, we often jokingly refer to ourselves as tree huggers. What I like particularly about how the artist shows the embrace, and by the way, these are self-portraits, is because they really give a sense of the tenderness of this man as he hugs and embraces the tree. You can really feel the love that he has for the tree and how much reassurance and peace he's getting from the tree itself.
Hello, I'm Susan Rosenberg. I'm a former board member of Canopy and the Palo Alto Art Center Foundation. When I first walked into this exhibit at the Palo Alto Art Center, I saw two strong and long-lasting influencers come together, trees and art. I find that art and trees can make our hearts sing, as they have for me with this exhibit. There's one piece in particular that did it for me. Village Tree by Meridel Rubenstein. It's a complex photograph with handmade tree bark paper that's been coated with ground mica, which gives it a subtle sparkle, and gum arabic, which is the hardened sap of the acacia tree. It's a large photograph, about 4 by 3 feet, made by a woman 20 years ago who asked, could the oldest trees from 2 countries once at war, Vietnam and the United States, tell us anything about war and survival?
So we have 2 works in the exhibition by Meridel Rubenstein, who is a Santa Fe-based photographer. This is a really interesting project where she juxtaposed the oldest trees in Vietnam and in the United States. The oldest trees in Vietnam are revered and worshipped. The oldest trees in the US are actually kept hidden for fear that they may be damaged. So one of the things when visitors come into the exhibition, I often ask them, what do you think is the oldest tree that we know of? And it's the bristlecone pine that's in California. It's a tree that's 5,000 years old. It's amazing to think about trees and mortality, trees and survival, how trees benefit us as individuals and larger community.
Hi, I'm Micah Horges. I'm the development manager at Canopy. One of my favorite pieces in this exhibit is this one by Maria Elena Gonzalez. To make this piece, the artist was inspired by birch trees. She had taken rubbings of some of the trees that she was surrounded by in Maine and started to notice that the bark patterns looked a lot like the notations on one of those rolls for a player piano. So what she did is she digitally scanned the tree and then actually took the patterns of the bark and transformed them into literal piano player rolls, which sometimes are played as part of the exhibit. I think this is so cool for several reasons. One, as a musician, I just love the idea that she's taking the patterns of nature and literally transforming them into sound. She also prompts us in her work to listen to the songs of trees and imagine what they might be saying to us. I think that's an incredibly important question for our time when we've largely ignored the songs and the rhythms of nature and natural systems and are now experiencing those consequences. I think the question of tuning in to the songs of trees, the songs of plants, and imagining what they might be trying to tell us is an incredibly important thing to consider.
My name is Anne McMillan, and I was honored to be asked by Canopy and the Palo Alto Art Center to illustrate in Oaks of Palo Alto. Here are some of the original works that I created for the book. I was assisted in this by Christine Baker, who is a local enthusiast for Palo Alto Oaks. She and I consulted on samples and ideas and came up with a set of drawings together. I ran around Palo Alto on my bicycle and collected oaks from gardens and met a lot of people who were very proud of their oaks. In addition to being a nature journalist and nature drawer, like these botanical illustrations, I also do landscape painting and teach several courses here at the Palo Alto Art Center. And when I teach people to draw, I have noticed that my students and myself both learn to love the things we draw. So when we draw things, an intimacy between the object drawn and the person develops. And there becomes this fondness and familiarity that's really lovely to watch. This large triptych is an acrylic done from a plein air sketch that I completed right next to the Cantor Center on the Palo Alto campus. It is of a very large old coast live oak, Quercus agrifolia, and it's surrounded by a whole bunch of California buckeyes, which are a really wonderful tree that people don't notice very much. In the winter, the trees are bare, which is why you see the white trees not having a lot of leaves. When I think about trees, I think about what trees give us. And I really love all the things trees give us. They give us shade and shelter. They give us places for animals to live. They gas exchange. They change carbon dioxide into oxygen for us to breathe. They provide homes for many animals and plants and lichen and insects. I don't know, when I look at a tree, I think of all the things it gives me. Instead of thinking I'm going to park under that and my car will get dirty, or I have to sweep those leaves now, I think that tree gives us soil and air and places to live.
I hope you enjoyed this virtual tour of Rooted Trees in Contemporary Art. If you'd like to explore further, we have more photographs of the exhibition on our webpage and a 2-minute drawing lesson with artist Anne McMillan. Tuning into nature and art can be a wonderful source of respite and renewal. I encourage you to use Canopy's online resources. Try one of Canopy's self-guided tree walks, or simply take a quiet moment to breathe under the leafy canopy. Whatever you do, remember that our communities are strong and we will get through this together. Thank you and be well.